I've got a good one. What's the difference between Matthew 7:21 through 24 and 1 Corinthians 3:15? Why do some get a pass on Judgment Day and the others destroyed in hell? Never heard a good answer. No pressure, right? All right, I'll do the best I can. But limiting your 1 Corinthians passage to one verse might be your problem. So let's go ahead and read both, and then I'll explain as best I can for you. Matthew 7:21, and we're going to go to 23 because 24 is part of a different passage. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. On that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many mighty works in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. Okay? So what he's saying here is the will of the Father is what should have been done. Well, what's the will of the Father? Well, he tells us in John that it is to believe on the one whom he sent. So the people who were doing miracles in Jesus' name never truly believed in him, never believed his words, never believed his truth. There were parts they intentionally ignored for their own glory. That's the idea. They never had a relationship with him for him to know them. They were never truly his sheep because Jesus says, I know my sheep and they know my voice. Specifically, you wanted to read 1 Corinthians 3:15, which says, if anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. Well, the problem is that you're narrowing too closely onto one verse, and you got to read the whole passage to understand what it means. So let's at least read the whole paragraph. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, there are many divisions going on in the church, and he's trying to clear it up. And there were people who were saying, I am of Apollos, so I am of Paul. Sound familiar? But Paul is saying, hey, we're all one church here. Then he talks about the work they've done together. So we'll back up to verse 10 and then read through 15. According to the grace of God given to me, like a skilled master builder, I laid a foundation and someone else is building upon it. Let each one take care how he builds upon it. For no one can lay a foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now, if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test what sort of work each one has done. If the work that anyone has built on the foundation survives, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned up, he will suffer loss, though he himself will be saved, but only as through fire. So what this is talking about is the work we do for the Lord. Some of it is of consequence and some of it is of no consequence at all. That's why he mentions precious jewels and metals and also things that burn up like wood and hay. He's saying we're all doing a bunch of things. We're all building on this foundation that is Jesus Christ. But then he goes to talk about rewards. The fire that he's talking about is the end of the world. When things are ended, we will get rewards based off of what we've done for the kingdom. And the things that didn't matter, they'll burn up. And he says you will be saved, but as though through fire. He's talking about a purification process. Before gold is ever turned into jewelry, it goes through a very hot fire that liquefies it and burns out all of the impurities. So you will be saved, but not as you are. You will be saved with your impurities gone. That's all that means.